Hello, beautiful people. I'm so glad you could join us today. I hope you are having a wonderful day. If it is a character building day, I will brighten it up for you. You are listening to the Motivation Monday Power Hour. I am your host, Motivated Mike. Today's topic is what inspires us? What keeps us motivated? Before I start, I would like to give an introduction to the show. Throughout the show, I hope to not only motivate you, but to inspire you to achieve great things. I will not only talk about the philosophy, but I will also talk about the psychology and the life skills that will help you succeed. I want you to have a new perspective, a newfound energy, and a newfound life after listening to my show each and every week. Now, what causes us to be motivated? Well, this is an interesting question. There are two things that cause us to do what we do, and they are pain and pleasure. Now, one of my friends came up to me before the show and said, "What do you know about motivation? Can you motivate me to turn my homework in on time?" I looked at him and I said, "Yes, I can. But do you trust me? You have to trust. Trust is essential." And eventually, he looked at me and he hesitated for a little bit. But he said, "All right, Mike, I trust you." So you know what I told him? I said, "Open up your wallet, pull out a $20 bill." This is where that trust comes in. So he opens up his wallet, he hands me the $20 bill, and you know what I said? "If you hand in your homework on time, I will give you this $20 back. But if you do not hand in your homework on time, I will take this $20 and I will have a party and you will not be invited." Can you guess what happened? He turned in his homework on time. And now let's think about this for a minute. The pain of not having the $20 was greater than the homework, He had to get that homework in on time to get that $20 back, or else he was in a world of pain. Now, normally, I like to use positive psychology for my reinforcements because, as the studies suggest, positive is always the best. But sometimes negative is kind of fun too. And if you want some examples, let's talk about some celebrities. Mother Teresa. Why does she do what she does? To make people stop hurting. This is what drives her pleasure. This is what gives her joy in life, purpose in life. This is how she does it. And let's talk another controversial figure, Donald Trump. Why does he do what he does? He does what he does because it brings him pleasure. You see these buildings with his name on them. You see his message coming up to the people and people viewing him in a positive light. That's what brings him pleasure. And of course, there are other figures like Steve Jobs. What gives him a purpose? What brings him pleasure? Well, I'll tell you what gives him pleasure. Creating the iPods and iPads, creating the future, it's the vision that keeps him going. And of course, you could go down the list of celebrities. Arnold Schwarzenegger, J.P. Morgan, Rockefeller, they all do what they do because they want pleasure and are avoiding pain. Now, another friend came up to me one day and said, "I would really like to lose some weight. How can I lose some weight?" And you know what I used? I used the same principle of pain and pleasure. I told him, if you lose the weight, you will feel amazing. You won't believe how great you will feel. But just in case, to get you to commit to this goal, I will tell you what, this is a can of dog food. Now, before you give up, I want you to read the ingredients on this can of dog food. And there is some pretty nasty stuff in this dog food. You can imagine what the look on their face when they read on the side of the dog food can, all the ingredients that went into this. It was disgusting. But I think it's going to inspire them and motivate them to keep going. And if they don't, then they'll have to eat the dog food and send me the video, and I'll upload it on YouTube and let everybody watch it. Now, the pain, I'm sure it will keep them going. Now, what are your goals and dreams? You must have a destination to aim at, and it must be big. I want you to dream larger than life. Even if you fail, you can say, at least I know I tried. It'll be amazing what you can achieve. Some of us are very afraid to aim high. We have a fear of failure. Failure is probably the worst mental disease there is. It keeps us from achieving our potential. It makes people give up on dreams. It makes people give up on life. It is a bad thing. You cannot be afraid to fail. Failure is inevitable. It will happen, but you must try. And I also want you to have four-dimensional dreams. In other words, you must have dreams that are not just exclusively for one topic and one topic only. I want them to have multiple purposes. Now, when I say four-dimensional, I actually do have a list of four things. 1, you must always aim for the money. Why is the money important? Some people might say, oh, but you don't need money to be happy. I disagree with that. Money enables you to do some great things in the world. It allows you to achieve great things. You have the money. Have you ever seen a father that didn't have any money? It is a very sad sight. We need money, whether you like it or not. You can debate me all you want, but you gotta have a safety net in order to become happy. Security is a very big deal, and whether you realize it or not, it will keep you from reaching your self-actualization. And second, you must have fun doing it. You must invest in happiness. Now you might say, but why is being happy a good thing? Why is it necessary when I could just make all this money? Well, have you ever seen the businessman who is not happy? It's not a good thing. It's not a pretty picture, folks. Because when a businessman is not happy, he goes to work every day. He doesn't put the passion and the energy into what he does. He is unhappy. He's not growing. He's not taking the chances that he needs in life to achieve what he is truly capable of. You must be happy. Must. There is no way around it. You must be happy. And third, you must be social. No one can do it alone. Repeat after me. No one can do it alone. You need a family, a support system. And with this family, what I want you to do is keep it positive. I want you to have positive people in your life. They must be positive. This is very important. Say it with me. Birds of a feather flock together. Do you know what that means? It means that if you are around snakes all day, you will become a snake. If you're around eagles that fly high and set their sights high, their ambitions high, their goals high, you will as well obtain these desirable features. You must be positive and keep positive people in your life. What prevents a lot of people from reaching success is the negative thoughts in their life. They say, I'd like to start a business, but they get hit by the automatic negative feedback system in their mind. They're not in the habit of having positive thoughts. You must have positive thoughts. And lastly, you must give something back. Now, a lot of people might disagree with me on this. They might say, oh, I just want all the money and all the success for myself. But no, that's not what it's all about. You must give something back. We all wish for miracles. How many times have you wished for a miracle? Oh, I wish I would just win the lottery. I wish I could just have a car. I wish I could have this degree at Mines without working for it. That is not how it works. You must be your own miracles and then be the miracle in someone else's life. I want you to remember that. Be the miracle in someone else's life. Now you might be saying, but why do you deserve your dreams? I want you to think about this question. Why do you deserve your dreams? Now I want you to write down at least 5 reasons why you deserve your dreams. Why? If you write it down, you'll live. If you don't write it down, you'll live in kind of a wishy-washy world. You'll never really have the desire or the aim, but if you write it down, your subconscious mind will help bring you to that state and will help keep you going and keep on track with your dream. And I'm not talking about the kind of dream that you have after you fall asleep. I'm talking about the kind of dream that keeps you up at night. What keeps you up at night? What do you dream of? What do you really want in life? You must write it down, set it, and go after it. You must write a plan and put it into action. Now don't get me wrong, the plan, it's not really that important. You write it, and if it doesn't work, you change the plan. I can't tell you how many times I've changed my plan. I've probably changed it dozens of times, maybe hundreds even. But the important part is that you have a plan and you implement it. You must put it into action. It has to happen. And these reasons why you deserve your dream. Let's get back to the point here. These reasons why you deserve your dream. Your reasons will get you through the hard times. The hard times have not come to stay. They have come to pass. That is one of my favorite quotes from Les Brown. And let me just say it again for all of you who aren't listening. The hard times have not come to stay. They have come to pass. I'm now going to share with you what my dreams and motivations are. I will tell you my reasons on why I deserve my dream, in the hopes that you, too, will become inspired. Now, if you don't know me very well, I am Motivated Mike. I am a mining engineer in the mining department. I am a graduate student. And my dream is that I don't want to be a good mining engineer. I want to be a great mining engineer. Good is the enemy to great. Great things are accomplished by great people. And great people are great because they believe they are so. That's just another quote that I love, so I had to add it into my dream. Let me repeat it one more time for all of you who missed it. Great things are accomplished by great people, and great people are great people because they believe they are so. Now, how will I become a legendary mining engineer? I will become a legendary mining engineer by becoming an industry leader and inspiring those around me. I plan to achieve great things by creating value in the mining industry. No matter what your dream is, that is the most important part. You have to add value. You got to contribute something to the world. You have to set your dream high and see, how can you serve the world? What do you have to offer that they need, that they must have, that is there, that just they cannot live without, and they don't know that they need it until you show them what it is. But you must create value no matter what your dream is. And you must create a plan, and you must implement your plan. The plan is the most important part that you got to implement. It's not so important that you have it, but you must implement the plan. Now, why do I deserve my dream? Why will I not give up? What makes me unstoppable? What makes me unreasonable? Why do I know that I will not stop until I achieve my dream? Because I value health and success above all else. I had a dream one day, and in this dream, I had a dream that this guru of success, he came up to me and he said, I am the guru of success. If you want to get on my level, I will show you how to achieve success. So I said, sounds like a pretty good idea, and we're on the beach in this dream. So I went down to the beach, and he said, follow me into the water. And I did follow him into the water. I wanted to get on his level. I put my complete trust in this man in my dream. And what he did, he held my head under the water, and I started to panic. I started to drown. I needed to breathe. It gets more and more intense, my feeling, my need to breathe. I need it. It has to happen. And he let me up at just the last minute. And I asked him, what was that all about? And he said, you must want success as much as you need oxygen. If you do this, you will always be determined. You'll always aim high. You will always be motivated to achieve. So, the first reason why I deserve my dream, because I will work like hell. I am committed to improving every day to reach the next level. And you always got to invest time in yourself every single day. That's the critical step. I mean, most of us, how many books have we read in the past month? What steps have we taken to improve our dream, to get us closer to that end goal of what we want to achieve? How much closer are we than when we woke up this morning? How much closer are we than a month ago? How much closer are we than a year ago? You must continuously seek out the dream and be committed to making it happen. The second reason why I deserve my dream, because failure will not stop me. What God delays is not what God denies. Let that sink in for a moment. What God delays is not what God denies. You can do it. I have resolve. And do you know what resolve means? It means promising myself I will never give up. I want you to go find a mirror, go look at yourself in the mirror, and promise yourself, I will never give up. Now, this is another great quote that I wrote down here. Nothing can resist the human will that stakes its existence on its purpose. That one was written by Benjamin Diesel. And that means that if you dream it, if you go after it, if you make your dream your life's purpose, if that is what you want to do, if that is truly who you are and who you will become, you must put your human will and your heart into what you do. Nothing can resist the human will that stakes its existence on its purpose. I want you to tell yourself, I am greater than my circumstances. We see a lot of people, they sit back and kind of let the past determine who they are as a person. It happens more often than not. You would be surprised. But the past, in a lot of ways, it does shape us, but it does not define who we are and what we can become. You must live in the present. And I want you to remember, even though it's difficult, maybe you're having difficulty at mines, maybe you're having difficulty in a new relationship, maybe you're just having difficulty because you're at a new point in life. Hard times have not come to stay. They have come to pass. I want you to remember that. Hard times have not come to stay. They have come to pass. And here's the third reason why I deserve my dream. Because others' perceptions of me and my own thoughts will not become my reality. I have negative thoughts. It sometimes happens. But they will not become my reality. And others' perceptions of me will not become my reality. Sure, some people might think I'm crazy. Some people might call me a loser. But their perception of me will not become my reality. And if you're listening to this, I want you to know that their opinions of you are not your reality. You are the gatekeeper to your own destiny. You can do it if you believe you can. Don't let others' perceptions of you change your reality. And there also are the naysayers, the people in life who say, you can't do that. Oh my goodness, those people. It reminds me when I was coming up with this show, I had some friends that were like, a radio show? You can't do that. You're a mining engineer. What do you know about radio? What do you know about motivational speaking? You don't have any experience in that. Well, let me tell you, the greatest things in life were accomplished by the people who did not have any experience. For example, Thomas Edison, when he invented the light bulb, he didn't have any experience with light bulbs. All he could do was vision it. And that was all it took for him to dream and make it a reality. Another great example of that is the Wright brothers. I mean, honestly, who would have imagined that the world's first flying machine would have been invented by bike salesmen? It's just, you can't make it up. They just put their goal in their head and they went after it and made it a reality. And now, look at where we are today. We have jumbo jets, things that are made of thousands of pounds of steel, or maybe aluminum, that are flying way above head. It is incredible. Who could have pictured that before it happened? It's amazing. But when people say, you can't do that, you have no experience, you're a mining engineer, what do you know about radio? I can say, great, I will be the first to accomplish it if nobody's ever done it before. I will put my heart into it. I will put my passion into it, my energy, my desire. I will make it a reality. And even if I fail, and maybe I will fail, I don't know, but at least I can say I tried. And the next reason why I deserve my dream, because I believe in myself. That is a big one. How many people do you know that do not believe in themselves? Maybe you do not believe in yourself, but I'm telling you, you must believe in yourself. You are bigger than your reality. You are bigger than your circumstances. If you believe in yourself and take a chance, you will be amazed at the things that you will achieve. How many people do you know that were able to believe in Santa Claus for a decade and yet still can't believe in themselves? I mean, as children, we believed in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, all of these different things we believed in, and yet we still can't believe in ourselves. We must believe in ourselves. Others, how do I get others to believe in me? Because I believe in myself and I believe in them. I will empower the people around me. I will create this energy that will make them realize that they too can achieve their dream. They can make things happen. And the next reason why I deserve my dream, we're on number 5 if you're counting here. This is a good list. Because my imagination will bring me to my solutions. Now, any problem in life can be solved if you can envision a solution. For example, the Wright brothers, they wanted to fly. They envisioned the first aircraft. They designed it. They built it. They made it happen. They got the materials for it, the funding for it, and they flew. That is what I want to happen with everybody who's listening for their dreams. I want them to take off and become larger than life, bigger than we ever thought we could accomplish. My dream is always bigger than my reality. You must dream large. It must be bigger than your reality. It must not be what you have now. I mean, content, it is a good thing for living in the present. You must always appreciate the moment. You must enjoy what you have in the moment. But you also must dream bigger than your reality. You must go after it. You must write it down. You must dream. You must have a vision, something you want to achieve in life, something that makes you itch. You must have it. And make sure your dream is bigger than your reality. Of course, you can't fall for the narrative fallacy. There is always going to be problems. You will never have a problem-free moment in life. And to that I say, that's good. Because if you don't have any problems, you're not going to get any opportunities to grow. You need problems in life, and you must view them as opportunities to grow. Now, some people, when they see a challenge, they think, oh no, what have I got myself into? What a disaster. Just me this morning, there was a voice inside my head that said, a radio show? You don't have what it takes to be on the radio. What do you have to teach the world? Why? What are you doing, Michael? What are you doing, Motivated Mike? Go back to bed. Go back to bed. Nobody wants to hear this. But you know what? I said, don't tell me what to do. What are you talking about? I can't. Of course I am. I'm going to be the greatest. I'm going to be the greatest show at Minds. All these other radio shows, they're going to be good, but they won't be nearly as good as the Motivation Mike Power Hour. And some of us fear change. There's another interesting problem. We got to realize that change is inevitable. It's going to happen whether you like it or not, so you might as well like it. And we can't be afraid of change. That is just going to stagnate you, always, in all aspects of life. I mean, how many people do you know that are afraid of moving on from an old relationship? How many people do you know that are just not wanting to change jobs? Not because they're reaching their potential, but because they're just content with where they currently are in life. And that is a big problem. You can't be content. You must be aiming higher, and you must enjoy the present simultaneously. There is no two ways about it. And this kind of brings up a little point in Taoist philosophy. I do Taekwondo on the side. But in Taekwondo, we always have the Korean flag hanging on the wall. And on this flag, in the very center of the flag, we see the yin and the yang. And if you have no idea what this means, it's the idea that you must have a balance. You must have both that are there in your life. But it's not a gray circle. They aren't mixed together. You must have both in life. And that is, to me, that really means that you must aim high while simultaneously enjoying the present. You must have both in your life. It is essential. So, why else do I deserve my dream? Why will I not give up? What will make me unstoppable, unreasonable? Why will I continue to do what I do? And my sixth reason is because I have spent time on personal development. Habits are what makes us who we are. Aristotle, he used to talk about how the mind is like a garden. We can plant weeds, or we can plant flowers. And your mind will grow, and as it grows, are you growing the weeds, or are you growing the flowers? Think about that for a minute. Which one are you growing? Now you might say, Mike, I have no idea what I'm growing in my garden of my mind. How do I know what I'm growing in my mind? Do you have negative thoughts in life, or do you have positive thoughts in life? That is what I'm going to ask you. If you have negative thoughts, and you continuously focus on these negative thoughts, you are growing weeds, my friend. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You are growing weeds. And do you want to know how you can grow flowers and great things in your garden? By focusing your energy not on the negative thoughts, but on the positive. I want you to focus your energy on having better thoughts. I want you to think happy things. I want you to just be obsessed with your dream and go after it. make it into a reality, and don't spend any time on the weeds. Focus on growing flowers. It's a very important concept. If you understand yourself and your environment, this is another thing. You will understand how perfect everything is in life. Now, a lot of people will try and just tell you, my life is terrible, it's falling apart, I can't keep it together. To that I say, pish posh. Not because pish posh has any meaning, but because you're just focusing your energy on the wrong things in life. Everything in life is perfect if you see it as an opportunity to grow and you let it become who you are and grow along with it. You will grow the most beautiful garden someday. You will even come back and look at it and be like, wow, this is incredible. This is me. This is who I am. Personal development. Spend some time on it. It will change your life. And here's another proverb that I found. If there is no enemy within, there are no enemies who can do us harm. Meaning that if you know who you are, and you are who you say you think you are, and you keep going after what you want, and our actions are what makes us who we are. It's not what we think, it's not what we say, but our actions. Actions determine who we are. Now, I'm around a lot of people who say things, and that's not who they are. They say, oh yeah, I'm going to try harder to go to the gym. It's like, really? I don't believe it. I'm going to try harder to... You can insert almost anything there. It won't happen unless they thought of a plan and they put the plan into action. But if there's no enemy within, meaning you truly found who you are and you truly know what you believe, there is no enemy within, then there are no enemies who can do us harm. The naysayers, they will say, you can't do that, and you will make it happen anyway. And then they'll come back later and wonder, oh, I wonder how we did that. But if there are no enemies within, there are no enemies who can do us harm. And the seventh and final reason of why I deserve my dream, why I will not give up, why I will be unreasonable and relentless, what will make me unstoppable at achieving this dream. Because I will inspire those around me to do great things by leading from example. Nothing is worth more than the impact that you have on those around you. And that is why I started this radio show, because nothing is more important than the impact that you have on other people. Even if I only inspire one person to follow their dreams, and I hope to inspire many, many more than that. I want to inspire thousands, maybe even millions of people to follow their dream. And so just remember, when you become successful, nothing is more important than the impact on those you have around you. Now think about that for a while. At your funeral, do you want people to remember you in a positive light? Or do you want anyone to show up? You gotta have the positivity in your life. You gotta inspire people to be who they are. You gotta inspire them, cultivate. But the impact that you have on other people is the greatest thing in life. And don't you forget it. And another thing, adding on to that, financial success. It's very important. It will allow you to be the miracle in someone else's life. Now, some of us, maybe you can't think of a time when, I don't know, maybe you got a car for your birthday or something. Just, if you did, imagine how much happiness that you had when you just were given the keys, or when you were given any great gift. Just imagine how happy it made you. Just imagine the things that it inspired you to do. And just imagine if you can give that happiness to one other person in your lifetime. I think that would be a truly magical thing. And I hope that you do too. I want you to go out and become the miracle in someone else's life. Well, it kind of appears that I have quite a bit of time on my hands. First time ever doing a radio show. And I'm going to read you a quick poem. It is one of my favorite poems here. And it really inspired me. Now, it comes from this book. It's called Think and Grow Rich. I'm not trying to sell you the book. No, that's not my goal. This is the first self-help book I've ever read. And, you know, I have the same thoughts as a lot of us. I was stubborn back in my day, and I thought, self-help books? No successful people read self-help books. What kind of garbage is that? But no, I picked this book up and I gave it a chance, and honestly, it's a great book. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I will turn to the page here. This is my favorite poem here, and I will read it to you now. I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged at evening when I counted my scanty store. For life is a just employer. He will give you what you ask. But once you have set the wages, why, you must bear the task. I worked for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed that any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. Think about that. If you bargain with life for a penny, you are going to get a penny. There is no ifs, ands, or buts around it. If your ambition at life is to work at McDonald's, you will work at McDonald's. That's what you will do. But, as it says in the poem, any wage you ask of life, life will have willingly paid. But you must do the task once the wages are set. You must work at it. You must be relentless. You must keep doing what you're doing. And if what you're doing doesn't work, change it. There is no reason to keep doing something that doesn't work. It's ridiculous. It's a waste of time. You must be willing to change your plan if your plan isn't working. I just love the beauty in this poem and the meaning. It's outstanding to me. I'll read it one more time, just in case you're just tuning in and missed this amazing poem. And it is located in this book, Think and Grow Rich. That's where I heard about it. I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged at the evening when I counted my scanty store. For life is a just employer. He will give you what you ask. But once you have set the wages, why, you must bear the task. I worked for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed that any wage I'd had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. There are a lot of good points in this book. I read it cover to cover. It was pretty good. There are a few things, though, I'm not totally a fan of. One of the problems is Napoleon Hill, when he wrote this book, his goal was to find out what made successful people successful. He interviewed thousands of people and tried to figure out what made them successful. He interviewed Rockefeller, Carnegie, Edison. He went down the list. But what he didn't do, which is kind of something that I feel like is missing, is he didn't also explore the lives of just average people. He never really had a baseline to compare this to. And then when he wrote this book, don't get me wrong, it is a great book, but there are a few chapters that I'm just not entirely sold on, not entirely convinced of. But I encourage you to read it, though, if you're interested. And he wrote this during the Great Depression, too, so very tough time in other people's lives. But he still inspired a lot of people to achieve their dream by writing this book and telling them how. And with that, I'd like to open up the discussion with my co-producer, Daniel. Are you ready, Daniel?
I'm ready.
What is your dream? What do you hope to achieve in life?
What is my dream?
I know, it's a very big question. I'm sorry to put you on the spot like this, but what is your dream? What do you hope to do?
Very generally, I'd say I hope to be good at what I do and successful at what I do. But specifically what I do, I'm not really sure yet.
But how do you hope to add value to the world? What talents do you have that the world can benefit from? That is the question that you really have to find out. What steps are you taking to reach that?
So, what talents do I have that could add value to the world?
Yes. What are your plans? What are your ambitions? What do you see yourself doing? What do you need to be successful, to be fulfilled, to be happy?
Really, for my plans and ambitions, I've thought about this question a lot, especially in deciding where to attend college and even if to attend college. I'm a freshman this year. And the conclusion I came upon was I'm not really sure yet, but I wanted to make myself the best I could be. And thus I ended up at Mines, a very good school.
And a great school it is. I remember when I was a freshman and came here, and at first I thought, oh, what have I gotten into? I remember when I opened up that letter and got that acceptance letter, and I was like, that's it, folks. It was divine destiny. I got accepted. That was the miracle in my life. Now I have to go there. And I did too. And freshman year, I wasn't the best student. I worked hard, but I wasn't the best student. I'm willing to admit that. But I always stuck with my goal. I was going to get that diploma. And when the naysayers came into my life, I said, no, I'm not going to drop this class. I am going to pass this class. And there were a lot of close calls, I will admit. I wasn't the best student, but I worked hard, I studied hard, and I made it happen. I was sure to achieve this. So now I will ask you, Daniel, what are you going to do? Why do you deserve your dream? And why will you not give up on your education? What does your education mean to you? Take your time. I know it's a tough question.
It is. It's quite a few tough questions.
Sorry to
really.
put you on the spot there.
No, it's good. It's good.
I know this is asking a lot for a guy who's not even wearing shoes in the studio today.
Why will I not give up on my education? Was that one of the questions?
Yes. What will keep you going in the hard times? Why will you be unreasonable, unstoppable? And why do you deserve your dream? Because a lot of people, they don't think about this. And when they get here and spend a few years here, they eventually drop out, move away, decide to go somewhere else. And a 4-year graduation rate at this school, what is it, maybe 60%? It is not the best. But these reasons of why you deserve your dream, it is what gets you through the hard times.
I'd say your illustration at the beginning is very applicable here, where you were talking to your friend about turning in homework, and you took a $20 bill from him. This seems very much like that. I've paid some good money to come to this school, and so that in itself is good motivation to follow it through to the end and see the product, see the profit of this money. And this time.
I don't think you're motivated enough. You should just open up your wallet and slip me a $100 bill.
I could give you my blaster card here.
Whoa. Oh, I can't do that though. You're on a meal plan and everything else.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I feel pretty bad for taking your food.
That would be a lot of money now that I think about that. Never mind. No blaster card over here.
As much as I would love free food for the entire year, I don't think I can in good faith take that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But for thinking about these, you're on the right track. I wouldn't worry too much about it. You will achieve that degree someday. I have a feeling.
Thanks.
Yep. I think I'm just going to go ahead and end the show. I could babble on for a long time, but I just want to leave you with that message. The effect that you have on others, be the miracle in someone else's life. And the next show is on Monday at 4, and the topic will be fitness motivation. Stay wise, my friends. Motivated Mike, out.